y'all, welcome back to Filomena Jack's studio. What do we think of this background? Is it looking awkward to you? Doesn't matter. So today is a beautiful spring day. I'm in Manhattan and I had this great idea. You know, it's in the 70s and I thought, oh, I'm gonna go walk the High Line and find a place to sit and just paint. Brought small things with me. And I just never found a place where I could just sit. I wanted somewhere that had a little bit of shade and and a place to sit and somewhere to put a couple of pieces of wet canvas out. But that didn't happen, so I ended up just taking my art supplies on a walk. And it was fun. I'm sure the art supplies appreciated it, right? When I'm back home, I get to paint outside a lot, and I really like it. And if you look at up close at some of my paintings, there's little bits of tree, and maybe occasionally like a spider leg. I'm sorry, spiders, but don't crawl on the wet paint. So I thought I'd do this video and just talk about what is it that I put in my sort of like Sophie's choice of art supplies, things that weren't too heavy, that I could walk around with, and not too fragile. So this is what I brought with me today. I brought these little panels. They're called Master's Touch. They're 5x7s, and I painted them a lot. I've said this before, what I do is instead of wiping my brush off onto a paper towel or something, or dunking it right into water when I'm trying to clean it, I wipe it off on these sorts of panels so that I'm not wasting the paint. It's not going down into the sewer or wherever. So I had these with me. I think I had some little bitties. Yeah, I had some little bitties with me. Aren't they cute? I have a buddy, an artist buddy in New Orleans who does teeny tiny ones. She's like the master at this size. But I brought these little teeny tinies with me. I bought a spray bottle of water. It's great because I could dunk my paintbrush in here if I really wanted to, or I could make a little puddle somewhere. And I brought a bunch of my Liquitex markers with me. So I have them in these two sizes here. You know, you shake them up and then you press down on the nib, and these aren't super great, but there's no odor. I like the colors that they come in, but they do, I mess them up a lot because I'm not, as we've talked about before, I'm not super gentle on my supplies. So I had those with me, and then I talked about these in another video. I got these at Target. These tiny little brushes, aren't they cute? I love them. You can see I haven't dirtied them just yet. And then the last thing I had with me is my Inktense block. So if you like to do watercolor, you might like these. So these act just like watercolor, except that when they're dry, they're permanent. So maybe you won't like that. Oh, excuse me, I gotta move. Maybe you won't like that because they're permanent, but you just learn how to interact with your materials. They're not erasable, so you just have to know that, right? But I love this. I love this. I have a small set at home too, and if I was smarter, I would have brought that with me because it's only like this big, and I could have probably just schlepped around one bag instead of two. And I just got this pencil sharpener at Dick Blick, and I'm constantly losing pencil sharpeners, so I have a number of good ones. And this was less than $3, and it was pretty awesome. It is pretty awesome. Had that with me. Oh, and I brought one or two bigger brushes to really make a mess with. This I've been working on for a couple of days, and as well as this. So I thought I was going to get more action on that, but I didn't. So that's that. What else I want to talk to you about? I wanted to talk about this great exhibit I just was at in a gallery at the Jack Scheinman Gallery. They are on West 20th Street, 513 West 20th Street. And I was in the gallery. Really great exhibit. It's Enrique Martinez Celaya, the Gypsy Camp, he's calling it. It's going on until April 22nd, 2017. Big pieces, a cohesive show. I really like, I'm a big fan of floating frames, so I had some floating frames. And I just had this moment as an artist of feeling like it's attainable. I've been in group shows. I'm going to have a solo show next year in April, upstate near home, but I'd like to add to my CV a Manhattan-based gallery exhibit. And it just felt so obtainable in the moment. And I would just like to share that I really do believe that if we keep searching out the things that we want, I want a solo show, I want to be known as an artist and philanthropist and good person, that you gotta keep pushing yourself towards those things, like finding your tribe of people who are gonna help support your dream and you're gonna be able to help support their dream, versus being the type of person that's like, oh, I'm never gonna get in a gallery, oh, it's too much work, oh, it's too much that. Don't entertain those thoughts for too long. Those thoughts come knocking on your door. Do not invite them in. Do not give them a snack. Do not offer them a fresca. You gotta keep pushing towards the thoughts, the ideas, the people, the vibes that are gonna get you closer to the thing that you want. We have this choice that we can either, let's say we have 100 minutes to think about something. You have 100 minutes to think about the positive and get good feelings from that, or you have 100 minutes to think about the bullshit things like, oh, there's reality, oh, there's lack, oh, there's Donald fucking Trump. Like, don't entertain the negative. If you've only got 100 minutes to think about something, do your best. I'm doing my best to stay in the positive. Even with this full moon trying to drag me down and beat me up, I'm not gonna let it. Okay, so that is the end of my artist thoughts for right now. We're 8 minutes in, I can't believe it. I'm going to go crash a meetup where it's for 20-somethings. I'm not even close to that. They're learning how to juggle over in the park. I'm gonna go, because I wanna learn how to juggle. Yeah, okay, that's all I have for now. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you're making beautiful art, and I hope even if you're not making beautiful art, that you're just happy that you're making art. Much love. Bye.